Use the knobs on the lower right side of the stage to center the specimen over the condenser lens. Start with the low-power objective lens, 4x, and the stage in its highest position. Then look through the ocular lens and focus on the specimen, which should already be nearly in focus. Once you have found the specimen on low power, be sure it is centered in the field of view. Then move to the next highest objective lens, 10x, and refocus. Your specimen should be nearly in focus, and you should only need to use the smaller, fine focus knob. Again, center the specimen, and you are ready to move to the highest power lens, 40x. If your slide doesn't move when you turn the knobs to adjust the slide holder, make sure you are using the right knobs and that the slide is clipped in place properly. If you are having trouble finding the specimen, make sure your specimen is centered. Start over at the lowest power and move the stage back to its highest position. If you get frustrated trying to focus, you can easily get so far out of focus that it's easier to start over. You should only need to do minor adjustments at each magnification. When focusing, move the slide just a little bit back and forth with the slide holder knobs. Your eyes can see motion better than stationary objects. If you are observing unstained specimens, use the stage diaphragm to reduce the amount of light passing through. Also, if you're observing unstained specimens, try to find a bubble or other easily observed object under the cover slip and focus on that. If when you move to a higher power lens, the specimen becomes blurry as though it were coated with Vaseline and you cannot focus, you may need to clean the lens. Soak a piece of lens paper, and only lens paper, with lens cleaner and wipe the lens. Then wipe dry with clean lens paper. Repeat a couple times. If this doesn't solve the problem, check with your instructor. When you have finished using the microscope, remove the slide and rotate the lowest power lens in place. Move the stage to a centered position and the slide holder to the left. Check that the stage is clean and dry. Turn off the light and power and wrap the cord. Carry the microscope with both hands back to the cabinet. Be sure that the arm is facing out and that the microscopes are not crowded together.
Fantastic job, everyone! It looks like you've all successfully focused your slides. Great work! Remember, this earns you points. Let's move on to the next step and discuss more about the microscope. Okay, Miss Hinlog, please read. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Hinlog. So, the first microscope was developed in 1590 by Dutch lens grinders Hans and Zacharias Janssen. In 1667, Robert Hooke described the microscopic appearance of cork and used the term cell to describe the compartments he observed. Microscopy is used by scientists and healthcare professionals for many purposes, including diagnosis of infectious diseases, identification of microorganisms or microscopic organism in environmental samples, including food and water, a determination of the effect of pathogenic disease-causing microbes on human cells. This exercise will familiarize you with the microscope we will be using to look at various types of microorganisms throughout the semester. Okay, now I'll call on some students for another activity. Here's how it will go. For the first 3 students, I will name a part of the microscope and you will tell me its function. For the next 5 students, I will describe the function of microscope part and you will tell me the name of that part. I will also show a picture of a microscope, point out the assigned part and explain the function, helping you to become familiar with the microscope. Okay, so na ako'y microscope diri sa front and pagtawgon ta mo, please stand up and mo sa tunga para i-point nimo kung aha na nga part ang ako ang gi-assign sa imoa, and also imuhang iingon ang iyahang function. Okay? Nasabtan ba? And for the katong 5 student kay ihatag na ko ang function, then imuha dayong i-locate na pod og unsa na nga ang imuhang iingon og unsa na nga part, then imuha dayong i-locate na pod sa ato ang microscope. Okay? Okay, so let's start with Mr. Bolivar. Ocular lens. Can you tell me what is the function of that part? Okay, very good, Mr. Bolivar. So, ocular lens or the eyepiece lens, in which the final magnification occurs, often is at 10 times magnification but can be different. Okay, next student. May I call on Abang? Okay, revolving nose piece. Can you tell me what is the function of that part? And point out here in front kung aha na siya nga part. Okay, thank you so much. Very good, Miss Abang. Okay, so revolving nose piece holds multiple objective lenses in place. The base of the nose piece can rotate, allowing each of the lens to be rotated into alignment with the ocular lens. Okay, so another one, Mr. Balabag, objective lenses. Okay, thank you so much. Objective lenses is an initial magnification of your specimen occurs here. Most bright field light microscope have 3 objective lenses seated into the resolving nose piece base. Okay? Okay class, since humanata sa tulo ka student nga ihatag nila ang function sa part nga akong iingon, then ilahang gilocate. Now, let's move to sa 5 ka student nga akong iingon ang function, then ilahang ihatag sa ako ang part. And then, moanhin sila sa front para ilang ilocate sa microscope kung aha na siya dapit makita. Okay, are you ready? Okay, so may I call on Miss Castile. Okay? Miss Castile, please listen carefully sa ako ang iingon. Larger of the 2 knobs moves the stage up or down to bring the specimen into focus. It is very sensitive. Even small partial rotation of this knob can bring about a big change in the vertical movement of the stage. Only use this at the beginning with 4 times or 10 times low-powered objective in place. If you use it with a higher powered objective, it can damage the objective. If you crush the lens through your glass specimen slide. Okay? So, nakuha na? Okay, so what's your answer, Miss Castile? Okay, very good. It's the course adjustment knob. Very good, Miss Castile. Can you locate kung aha siya makita sa microscope? Okay, very good. So now, let's move to another student. So magtawag na po ko og lahi nga student. So may I call on Mr. Ortiga. So ikaw gyud ang naswerte ano. So sige. So maminaw og tarong ha sa ako ang iingon para makatubag kung unsa na siya nga part sa microscope. A smaller of the 2 knobs, it brings the specimen into sharp focus under low powered and is used for all focusing when using high power lenses such as 100 times oil immersion lens. So unsa man to siya?